I want to see Momochi versus Daigo. They are playing Ryu versus Luke in the fated battle. Round 1. Oh, look at the round start. Look what he does. Actually, Momochi goes in, and then Daigo walks into low forward range. He said, hey. He put his chest up to Momochi and said, hey, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? In the low forward range of Luke, who has a confirmable low. He's in range, and then he blocks. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Fireball up close. Classic Daigo strategies. Chris who? You know scare? I know scare. Heavy punch confirmed. He forces the offense with the drive rush. Fireball gets parried. This is really safe. A slow one, I don't think you can perfect parry this and drive rush forward. I could be incorrect. I don't know everything. Drive rushing this with a perfect parry. But either way, by parrying this, Momochi is going to prevent his meter from regaining. And Daigo, his meter is going to go up in a little bit. Why wouldn't you be able to perfect parry the slower one? You could. You could perfect parry it. But because it's slower, it takes more time to travel to you. So it's going to hit you at a later point in time than a faster one would. Meaning that if you parry a slower fireball, you won't have as much advantage because you got to wait for the fireball to get to you. A faster fireball, you can parry it sooner and then drive rush forward, and they're going to be closer in their recovery from that fireball. But because of the travel speed, the slower one is probably safer. I'm saying this without actually testing it, but that's just typically how it works with the speed of fireballs. And it's one of Ryu's strengths that he has over Luke. Luke is committed to fast fireballs. Whereas Ryu, the travel speed of his fireballs are much more varied. He got slow fireballs, fast fireballs, EX fireballs that are really fast. So he can cover that range of whatever he needs. He can use his fireball almost like an assist. I do it to the CPU quite a bit. Like I'll slow fireball on their wake up, and then I'll drive rush forward, and the fireball keeps them in place. Play the match. Yep, Daigo's working the drive gauge with the normals. It's fireball because Daigo's been throwing fireballs. Really close. Another heavy punch. Did he time this? It's almost as if he waited until his bar was at 5. Or nearly this. And then drive rushes again. So look at this. Look at the timing of the way Daigo is using drive rush. He's forcing the offense with heavy punch into drive rush. You can hit confirm this. You don't have to just do it on block. But he's using it in a way that he's spending his meter wisely. So he does it one time. He plays some of the neutral. Gets his meter back through pokes. And he's continuously pressing Momochi over here. He blocked that fireball, so he did some damage to his meter. And as soon as he gets to 5 bars, he drive rushes. Oh, that's a classic maneuver. This is a punish counter specific sequence. Heavy punch into heavy kick, donkey kick does not combo unless you punish counter, which works perfectly when you bait their throw. Why he tries to tech throw instead of backdashing it. If you backdash, you can punish the throw. Why do you throw rock against scissors? Rock beats scissors, right? Why don't you just throw rock? That's a guess. That's really all there is to it. But there's also things that influence that choice from Momochi. Teching the throw is the worst thing, really. But at some point, you gotta make a choice. In this situation, you're guessing. There's not really much else to it. The whole point of like Street Fighter V and a lot of Street Fighter 6, like most of it is leading up to that decision of throwing them or not. This game overheads and command grabs are going to be even better than they were in Street Fighter V. But everybody has grab. And when you're in the corner, grab is like the most default. You have to guess against this move because you can't react to it. So when you guess wrong, you get punished for it. If you backdash and they punish that, you guess wrong. So the way that Daigo put Momochi into the corner just now was masterful. He managed his meter really well. He didn't really play footsies that crazy. He just played his meter. He hit heavy punch and then drive rush forward at really great times. And then he ended up with the corner position. And then Momochi grabbed one time. and he is facing a certain doom. His best chance, Momochi, his best chance right now, if he guesses correctly on this knockdown, is to hopefully, maybe burn Daigo out. But even if Daigo gets burnt out, he's got a bunch of health, so he's gonna be fine. We'll see. This might just be a clean victory. Oh, he did an uppercut at just over 2.5 bars. This is so interesting to me. If Daigo didn't do this combo, if he did a faster combo, Momochi wouldn't have had the meter to do EX uppercut. It's because he did a longer combo, it allowed him to actually recover more than 2 bars, so his uppercut doesn't burn him out. So look at this meter when this whole sequence happens. So Momochi is at about a little bit less than 2 bars. Daigo lands the hit. Heavy, heavy uppercut. But because he does this longer combo, he's regenerating meter during this process. So it makes his EX uppercut not something that would burn him out. So he has a little bit of a shot here. A little bit, but he's super far behind. Oh, back to neutral is bad. Look at Momochi. Momochi does not want to block anything. If he blocks a medium kick, he's going to get burnt out. And his health is so low, he can get chipped. He just got 1 super to defend himself, if that does happen, though. Look at this. The patience in neutral. The patience in neutral allowed him a really good recovery on his meter. Now he has the meter advantage, and he had just enough to drive rush. Kisodu13 with the prime. I appreciate you. Welcome to the world's strongest laboratory. Thank you. So this is a really good potential for Momochi. Masterfully navigating this terrible position. That was kind of lucky. So this standing light punch, it actually punished his stand light kick. I don't know if he did this on reaction or just with good timing. If he was wrong, if Daigo blocked this, he could have at least drive rushed to keep it safe, but then he would have burnt himself out, and then he would have been really on the ropes. So recover backwards from Daigo is gonna separate a lot of plus on whiff with the prime. Thank you very much. Welcome to the world's strongest laboratory. I appreciate you. Hope you're doing all right. So now we're back to neutral. Momochi does heavy punch and a fireball, which is also chipping away the drive gauge. It's resetting neutral. Backs away. He does not want to get. He does not want to make contact. When you block something, you lose gauge. They gain gauge, and it stops your meter regeneration. The footsies in this game are they have a on top of drive impact and drive rush and neutral. There's an extra layer of almost like chip damage. When you block things, you lose meter. It's so important in this game. It's so important that Momochi backdashes away just so he can get more meter. Sneaks in a little bit of aggression. There's that drive rush. Really well timed. Now he's got the corner. Now they're both burnt out. Any touch can kill at this point. This is it. This is really important. Hey, Sentient Lag with the 21 months. Welcome back to the world's strongest support. I appreciate you. So I want to see something. This is really important. So this projectile from Momochi does not have burnout properties. When something burns you out, it does not have +4 more advantage. It has to be the hit after burnt out, right? So Daigo might have been able to punish this, right? -8. Oh, look at that. If he did heavy fireball, which he probably did, that would have been safe. That's I'm assuming that Momochi thought it was +2 instead, which is this is Luke. Luke's fireball is +2 when they're in burnout. I'll test it to make sure. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're actually not +4. Like Jamie's heavy punch is not +4 more, but likely this is +2 on block, and I bet Momochi thinks that this is +2 on block, but it may not be. It might actually be -2, but that's still safe, which means that Daigo couldn't punish this. That's +2. This is +2. If that's the heavy fireball, that's cheap. Oh, the uppercut. There's no gap in between that when he's in burnout. That's so cheap. Oh, donkey kick. Fireball, fireball, fireball. Oh, they both recovered. This is the first round. Oh, uppercut. Yep, that's what happens. This was checkmate. No, I think Daigo could have done something really stupid and supered right here. Super might have worked, but maybe not. It really depends on the invincibility at that point. The thing you can do here is drive impact after you dry rush. It's very dumb, but I'm telling you, you're going to see it in maybe a month, maybe a week, maybe a week and a half. You can't parry. So the reason why this is good, uppercutting in this moment, is because you can't parry. You can't parry or block when you drive rush. So you're committed to some kind of action. You can't recover in time to block. So what you can do in this moment as Ryu is something like drive impact. But you don't got the health for it. He can't. He might. It's kind of close. But I think if he did drive impact here, he would lose because he can't. He doesn't have enough health to absorb the hit. Throw would lose to EX uppercut as well. OD uppercut. OD. So this was... Momochi won this round. He was so far behind.